Lynchburg as the top team. Seven times they've been to the NCAA tournament, including the spring of 2021, the COVID year. One A-Sun title, 5 Big South tournament titles, and 3 regular season titles. Short-lived in the A-Sun, headed for Conference USA next year, along with Jacksonville State out of the A-Sun. Eastern Kentucky will go to the goal to our right. Murphy, who did not start on ball here. And here is Anderson, who did start. Ransom back in as starter. Burdick a starter with it. And there's Lanner, has had yet another good game. Lanner has played 400, or now over 4,700 minutes. Came in at 44,663. And she's about 20 minutes away from going number 8 all time in minutes played in EKU's 18 years of soccer history. EKU needs an equalizer. Liberty needs to shut the door. Here's Murphy with a good run. Gets bumped around, and good defense with a little shimmy shake there by King. King had worn number 34 after she had gone out with an injury in the first half. Switched to 34, but back in jersey 2 now. From what we were told from the official score. Murphy, top of the box, tried to slide it through to Gunn. Gunn loading it up, and a punch away over the top of the bar. Good defense there by Ainsley Leah. Corner kick coming for Gunn. She had a rip at it. That's only the second shot of the day for Eastern Kentucky and the first on goal. Gunn has 5 assists, second most in school history in a season. Gunn with a swinger into the box, falls to the foot of Anderson and shut down by the Liberty defense. Now Lanter trying to chest it down, battling for the ball. Collision there, hard. And they're going to rule a foul on Eastern Kentucky. I believe it was Burdick that got in there. Foul number 3 at Eastern Kentucky. Liberty with 6 fouls. Liberty 9 shots, 3 on goal, and Goodman with the goal as curdled down on that collision. And it is Lanter. Trainer Nicole Hart started to walk onto the pitch, but it looks like Lanter's going to be okay. Already got a bandage on her forehead from a knock earlier in the season. Kind of tweaking her back there and twisting, and she's okay. Boy, Lanter had that beautiful run from one end of the pitch to the other, but EKU could not finish it off. Back in the 15th minute, a great defensive play, or it could have been 1-0 Eastern Kentucky by Rachel DeRuby, the midfielder. And then Goodman on the corner kick by Herman. Punched by Dean, and here Ransom running to it. It slides to Dean, scoots loose, and it's all wide right. Had it on a teal tee, and Grace Spade missed it wide right. She'd love to have that one over. As Dean had come out, the ball skittered back to Spade. She could have slotted it home for insurance and did not do it in the 48th minute. But back to that Herman. Beautiful corner kick from the right side. The other side as we went the other way to the goal to our right. Dean punched it. It hit the crossbar, came down, and Goodman was there. Put it in for her second goal. And it would be a game winner if it stands at 1-0. Gunn had a chance there. The first shot on goal of the 3 shots EKU's had. 10 shots, 3 on goal for Liberty. 2 shots by Engel, 3 shots by Goodman today. She has been active. 2 of the 3 on goal. Goodman came in with just 11 shots, 5 on goal. She has upped her goal scoring total to 2 on the year. 13 different Liberty players have scored their combined 35 goals. And As we said back in the first 45, they have now outscored their ASUN opponents 21-3. Their only ties, 0-0 last game out against North Florida, and Stetson 1-1. You talk, if they can get the championship here today and go to their home pitch, it'll be all the pressure on them in tournament time. After running through the ASUN, here's King. Went out with a knock early, couldn't get to a goal kick, Eastern Kentucky. In the powder blue uniform today, Carly Dean. Eastern Kentucky wears the maroon and black stripes with black bottoms and socks. Liberty in the all white with red and blue trim for the Flames. And in all red is their goalkeeper, Ainsley Leah. Made one beautiful save back in this game here early in the second half on that gun attempt. Gunn's got it here to her feet. On the run, the redhead trying to split through two and runs out of room. Boy, had a player out on the left wing that couldn't get it to her. Tried to split a pair of Flames. There's the veteran wearing 7, Audrey Anderson. 63rd game, 60th start. Curdles recycle it past the halfway line and now into their half with Lanter to Lemery. Their top goal scorer was 7. Lemery with a shoulder into Engel. It'll be a throw for Liberty. Matt Kozanuk in year 4, 25, 32, and 5. FAU graduate, 11 years that assisted at 3 schools, 5 with the UC women, 1 at his alma mater with the men's team, 2 with the men's team at Cincinnati, and 3 with the men's team at Dartmouth. His assistants Shelby Spalding and Zach Hansen. New assistants for him this year. He matches wits with Lank Wiedemeyer in his 6th year. Old Dominion graduate, played 2 years there. Cosida Academic All-American in 1994. 2 years before that, was the top defender for Virginia Tech. Played 4 years in the United Soccer League, the USL. Came over after more than a decade at South Dakota State. Got the job at Liberty. 52nd minute in Liberty, 1-0 over EKU. EKU beat Liberty 1-0 in the ASUN quarterfinals last year down in Nashville. And that goal came very late from Maddie Lemery at 86:49 on the clock. This will be the end of just 90 minutes soccer. We go into ASUN tournament play next Thursday, and we've switched away from golden goal to 2 10-minute periods, then if still tied, we would go to PKs. Doing it like the World Cup and most soccer rules now. New change in women's soccer this year. So much debate in soccer, men's and women's, about, spring, fall, scheduling, time between games, all those kinds of things. Expansion of all tournaments into the NCAA. That's on the table. A lot of talk about that as well. This one coming across the top of the goal mouth. Sent it across up high was Haley Aristegi. She's out of Raleigh, North Carolina, Leesville Road High School. Started today. 11 shots, 3 of them on goal for a Liberty team that normally gets a lot more on goal, come in at almost 49% of their shots on goal. They've now gone over 300 shots this year at 301, and right now 144 of them on goal, including 3 today. Ransom, the Cleveland State transfer, tussling with, great defense there, dispossessed, but they're going to give the foul. Delayed it and then called it on King. Meredith King, Virginia Beach, Virginia, ASUN Freshman of the Year in that spring season. The COVID-20 makeup season in the spring, and they went to the NCAA tournament that year, did the Flames. EKU in front of their technical area for number 13, and Lucy Ream. Ream has started 34 of the 35 games she's played, and all 16 this year. This is Lemery with 3 Flames around her. Skitters back out near the halfway line to Ransom. Murphy. She got it from Anderson. Battle won there against a pair of Kirtles by DeRuby, who had the big defensive play in the 15th minute. That one just out of play. Good hustle by King. Couldn't get there in time. Liberty with a goal in the first half today. Has scored in every game but the first game against Appalachian State and the last game out against North Florida. Big battle there, and Fitzgerald on the ground, rolling around. They let the play go, and it'll be a throw for Eastern Kentucky. Liberty wanted to foul it to Kirtle. Didn't get it. A word from the lead referee, Laura Schneider, to one of the Flames as she talks with DeRuby. Gunn beaten to the ball by James there. And now Liberty looking for insurance. Number 13 on the pitch in Ivy Gardner, the freshman from Hillsborough, North Carolina, but it'll be an EKU throw. First 10 minutes of this second half, and both teams have had a good chance. Long shot. Ransom gets back and sends it our way, out of play. Quickly thrown in, and Aristegi will bring it in on the throw, the freshman. One goal this year. It was a game winner against Central Arkansas. Central Arkansas in that three-way tie for fourth place with Eastern Kentucky and Kennesaw State here in the last regular season weekend. Murphy didn't start today, but on the pitch to start the second half. Came on in the first half. Rowlett wanted to get it to Gunn, couldn't advance it forward. Chance here for Spade. Spade sends it across the top of the box, falls to Gardner. Gardner pokes it into a tough area to defend. And Eastern Kentucky comes out of there. Good defense. Looked like it was Lanner yet again. Boy, Bailey Lanner, you talk about her. She's just 9 minutes away from topping another player, moving to number 8 all time in minutes played at EKU. Over 4,700 minutes in her career. Going to lose her, going to lose Anderson, who's played over 4,000 minutes. One other Kirtle's played a bunch of minutes as well, and that's Allie Kirk. Kirk played 4 minutes in the first half, and she is now 8 minutes away from hitting 4,000 herself. Chance for Liberty, 3v4. Gardner. Gardner repelled defensively, but it will be a throw for Liberty. Herman will give the throw in. She had the beautiful assist on the corner kick that was punched to the top of the crossbar by Dean. Fell to Goodman, who put it in for the 1-0 lead. That came in the 30th minute. That's where we sit now in the 58th. Long shot, looping in, testing here, headed away. Dean's in trouble, goal, it looked to be King. So King with goal number 1 of the year, 7th of her career. And Liberty dancing its way to the A-Sun regular season title. They are now about 32 minutes away from claiming it. So Meredith King, who had 4 goals in the fall last year, 2 in the spring, had 2 assists but no goals, even though she was second in shots and second in shots on goal, gets her first goal of the year. And that was a beautiful delivery into the box, and King got loose as Dean came out. And now there's a discussion between the lead referee and the assistant referee. Let's wait and see how they rule it. It's at 57-39 when King scored the goal. Holland is given the assist. So Sadie Holland, the midfielder, gets her second assist of the year. Her other one came against East Tennessee. And Liberty with a 2-0 lead. And in great shape now, considering they've only given up 3 goals to ASUN opponents in over 9.5 games. They allow .65 goals per game, 11 on the year. They've now scored 36. They more than tripled their opponents. Worst loss of the year for Eastern Kentucky when they gave up 5 to Florida Gulf Coast. Colonels on the precipice of going 500 inside ASUN play. A loss today would make them 4-4-2. But at 8-5-2 overall coming in, they have locked up their first winning season in 5 years. Free kick here for Chloe Marr out of Durham, North Carolina. Did not start. Liberty Christian School in Durham. Part-time starter in the spring season of 2021 when they went to the NCAA tournament. 12 shots for Liberty, 4 on goal, 2 in. Goodman got the first. King gets the second. And now Marr with a low worm burner down the right side. Ream got over there, and it'll be a throw for the Flames. That Liberty University bus past the end zone will load up and head back home with what should be, unless things change dramatically, the ASUN regular season championship team aboard. And they will be tough to beat on their home pitch. They've been tough to beat all year. 2 ties, going for their 10th game in an undefeated streak that is a school record. Their old record last year and back in 2016 when they won 8 in a row. Their only losses to ranked Penn State. It was close, 2-1. Pittsburgh, 3-2, their loss. That was their last loss. And early on, UNC Greensboro, 1-0. They drew with Appalachian State as well as those 2 ASUN teams that we've told you about, Stetson and North Florida. One more game tonight in the ASUN. Jacksonville State at Lipscomb. Tomorrow's matches, Austin Peay at Queens, Bellarmine at UNF, Jacksonville at UNA, UCA at Florida Gulf Coast. Certainly know the 2 teams a point behind Liberty coming into this final game. Lipscomb and Florida Gulf Coast were Colonel fans for a bit, had hope for a while, but it is waning now, 2/3 of the way through. 60 minutes played, 30 left. And Liberty looking to press for a third here. With Ream tracking. A lot of struggle there as she battles with DeRuby. And the ball stays in play. Colonel gets a slide down, Lemery, but they play on. Here comes Lanter, sends it long, getting loose Murphy. Flag stays down and out to poke it away, way out of the goal mouth. Leia, she had it read well there. Eastern Kentucky, not its most effective counter of the game. They had one it looked like they were going to get a goal on, but couldn't. Dean waits that one to bounce to her. So Dean came in, 3 starts, 2 shutouts, given up 2 goals. She's had 2 put on her today. In her 5th game for start, as she has replaced Lauren Seedlock in goal. Graduate student who came in for 1 last year to EKU from Radford and went 6-4-2. But gave up 5 goals in that game against Florida Gulf Coast. That's when Matt Kozenick made a change at keeper. just have a feeling, and it's always dangerous to do this. You can never read. You hear so many people say, well, they just didn't look into the game. They didn't do this. They looked flat, that kind of thing. Just since that second goal, took a little air out of the EKU sails there to try to get an equalizer. They know how good Liberty is defensively, holding their opponents to 0.83 on shots, 4.55 shots on goal. Less than 8 shots a game, 3.5 shots on goal. Today, EKU just 3 shots, 1 on goal. That came by Gunn on a great chance. It was just a tremendous save by Leia, who was looking for her 9th shutout. She combined for 2 more. She is 12th in the country in shutouts, NCAA Division I women's soccer, and tied for the top spot in the A-Sun. She keeps EKU to 0. She'll go to the top of the A-Sun, heading to tournament play next Thursday against the 8 seed. So we told you 6 teams already locked into the tournament. The 2 here, Lipscomb, Florida Gulf Coast, Central Arkansas, and Kennesaw State. Still alive, North Florida, Stetson, Jacksonville, UNA, and Queens. Of all those teams, UNF at the top of that point total at 12, Stetson at 10, Jacksonville at 9. They play UNA at 8 with Queens. Queens has 8, and they play Austin Peay. So you certainly think that North Florida will get there, as long as they take care of business. But back to things here, 63rd, now 64th minute, 2-0 Liberty. Ava Goodman's goal came at 29-29. You got to give Bridie Herman all the credit, the senior from Columbus, Ohio, the Tennessee transfer, with a gorgeous right side of the pitch corner kick that came near the goal line. It was punched away by Dean, hit the crossbar, came down, and Goodman waiting, put it in. This one sent long. Goodman there. She got out in front of the Liberty player, rolls it out to Anderson, playing her last game on her home pitch. Goes out right at the halfway line. Tracked all the way there by Burkett. Throw from Arostegi. Murphy on her. EKU has played 7 off the bench. Liberty has played Mars, Slovak, Goodman, Porter has played 17 minutes. Salazar, Arostegi, and Hansford. So they played 8 off the bench. This is number 8, Mar, to the foot of Lanter, playing her last game at home. EKU 4, 5, or 6 seed, depending on how all things shake out. They've now fallen out of a chance to, unless we're all locked at 14, and then it becomes 3 teams, because EKU lost to to Kennesaw State, beat Central Arkansas. So if it's head-to-head with Kennesaw State, they're the lower seed. If it's head-to-head with UCA, it's a higher seed. But Kennesaw State's going to be in the mix. They play Stetson Sunday. UCA will be an underdog against Florida Gulf Coast. They play down there tomorrow night. So we'll wait and see how it shakes out. If they all lose, then you got a 3-way tie. If EKU is a 4 or 5 seed, they would go to Liberty to play the other seed in the opening round, and then Liberty would wait if they beat the 8 seed. But if they fall to 6, then they're going to either go to Nashville or to Fort Myers, either Lipscomb or Florida Gulf Coast. To be determined, and we won't know everything until Sunday, because not everybody playing on the same day. Hitting the 66-minute mark, here's a throw by Arostegi at Leesville Road High School in Raleigh. Anderson retreats it to Lanter. She's chased down by Goodman, the game winner. It appears for the first time in her career with 2 goals. Long run, trying to get there, Marr. Ransom chases. Ransom knocks her down. No whistle. Back up with it, Goodman. had a good day as Goodman and Richmond, Kentucky. Now Sharpless has come back onto the pitch. Sharpless pressing. Little back heel there, got it over to Burkett. EKU throw in front of just past the Liberty technical area, and their head coach Lang Wiedemeyer. Year 6, 54, 31, and 14. Into the EKU lineup is Sienna Miller for the first time. Out will be Anderson. You hear some sirens in the background. We are located at the edge of the EKU campus next to the hospital here in Richmond. And the ambulance service not far away either. So sirens sounding. Boy, the sirens went off for Eastern Kentucky when they gave up that second goal that they were in real trouble, down 1-0 at halftime. But the insurance purchased by Meredith King at 57-39. 12 shots for Liberty. 4 of them have been on goal. 2 shots on goal by Goodman. 3 shots total on a goal. The only other player with more than 1 shot is Engel with 2. Shots on goal by King in, Engel, and 2 by Goodman, 1 in. For Eastern Kentucky, just 3 shots today. Second lowest total. They had 1 against Kentucky. Had a great chance for Gunn, repelled by Leia early in the second half that would have tied this. EKU had a nice counter breakaway. Appeared they were going to get an open shot, but great hustle by DeRuby to shut the door in the 15th minute, where EKU could have had the surprise lead. Chance to look for a third here. Falls to the feet of Engel. Engel on the run. Dean out of place, but got her body in front of it. Sliding attempt by Eastern Kentucky, and a goal as it retreats back to Slovak, and she puts it in. Never quit on the play. Second goal of the year for Annie Slovak. Third of the day for Liberty. The other goal for Slovak came against East Tennessee. Well, that one came at the top of the box, and the Lancaster, Pennsylvania junior put it in. 4-year starter in high school with 55 goals in high school. She wore number 33 last year, and number 11 puts it in this time. So Slovak, the third goal of the day at 68-30, and Liberty on the precipice of a championship, and now it's just a matter of time. It will be their 8th conference title. They won the A-Sun tournament in the spring of 21. They won 3 Big South regular season titles, 3 Big South tournament titles. Limping off the pitch for EKU, there were a lot of collisions out there in that scramble that ended up in the goal for Slovak. And it's Lucy Ream, Jelvier, coming on for Eastern Kentucky. (3-0) Liberty in the 69th minute. On this campus later today, another ESPNU broadcast, volleyball, Eastern Kentucky and Bellarmine. Interesting, those 2 teams will play again Sunday in Louisville at Knights Hall. While soccer is down to its regular season finale weekend, volleyball right now is turning from the first half of the season to the second half. A-Sun football on this campus Saturday on ESPN Plus, UNA against Eastern Kentucky. Big collision there. No whistle. EKU throw, and it will come for Mila Sharpless. (14 shots for Liberty, as we told you, came in, averaging 17 a game, most in the A-Sun, 14 today. Average 8.3 on goal. They've had 6 on frame today. 3 goals scored. The game winner will belong on the Herman corner kick assist to Ava Goodman. Her second goal, first game winner. Second goal to Meredith King, her 7th career goal, her first of the year. And Slovak with her second goal of the year at 68-30. 37 goals this year for the Flames. Most goals, 6. That came against Central Arkansas. Sienna Miller on for the first time out of Sacramento, California. Sends it back to Dean. Eastern Kentucky knows its next soccer game will be in one of 3 places. Fort Myers, Florida, or Nashville, Tennessee, or at Liberty. They'll either be a 4-5 game or a 3-6 game. Will not play one of the hosts in the opening round. But Lipscomb, Florida Gulf Coast, and Liberty have all the top 3 teams handled Eastern Kentucky pretty well. Murphy out and Caroline McClellan in. So now Matt Kozaduk using new players, giving some of his leaders rest as we head down the stretch with Liberty up 3-0. And trying to find a fourth. Sharpless out-muscled there by Slovak. Brings it off to the left side to Porter. Porter puts on the brakes but overruns the ball. Goal kick Eastern Kentucky. I was thinking about all these sirens here that you hear. Eastern Kentucky University, we're on the campus, edge of the campus, also well known for its law enforcement school, and it's a training grounds as well for law enforcement officers across the state. And very often, that's where the sirens are coming from. And as they've continued, I think that's what's going on. Is the driving course is across the way, behind the technical areas. Pretty far away, but I do believe that's what the natural sound of the sirens are about. Meanwhile, locking it up, playing great defense today, Liberty leading 3-0. And less than 17 minutes away from its 8th conference championship and its first regular season in the A-Sun and its 4th overall regular season title. They won 3 in the Big South. They've been to the tournament, though, 7 times. Spring of 21, 2016, 2015, 2013, 05, 01, and in 2000. Long pass top of the box, headed down by Eastern Kentucky's Miller. But another chance building here and just over the netting. Boy, a rip at it there by Engel. Double check that. It may have been 28 instead, Hansford. Fitzgerald is leaving the pitch now. Eastern Kentucky has used 20 players in this match, 19 used by Lang Wiedemeyer for Liberty. As we near the 74-minute mark, who's gone all the way outside of the keepers? James has for Liberty, so is Herman, Ernst, and that's it. For Eastern Kentucky, in addition to Dean, only Bailey Lanter and Caitlin Rowlett have played the full 74 minutes. And Lanter does that. She has now played 10 minutes more than the player she has just passed for number 8 all-time in Colonel soccer history in career minutes. Lanter has now played 73 games, 9th most in school history. 55 starts, tied for 10th most in school history. And as we said, now 8th in minutes played. Anderson and Limering, neither to score today, have 10 career goals. And they are tied for 6th all-time Gunn has 8 assists. She needs 1 more assist to move into a tie for number 1, and she's just a sophomore. Long ripping shot, bending wide left of the left side post. Good try there, but no chance. Mid-60-degree day under sunny skies in Richmond, and a sunny disposition for the Flames of Liberty. They took a 1-0 lead to the locker room. It was tight, but they got goals in the 69th and the 58th. Put this one out of reach. 3-0 Liberty. And on the run, Kyla Porter. Transfer from Kent State out of Cincinnati, so just about 90 miles up the road. For Porter, the redshirt senior, 4 years at Kent State and now at Liberty. Lanner sends it long to the halfway line. It'll be run down by Liberty's Ernst. Be a Liberty throw. To do it will be Herman, who has the game-winning assist in this one on a beautiful corner kick that came in the 30th minute. Leaving the lineup is Slovak, who had the 3rd goal of the day. Eastern Kentucky will take Lanter out as well. Well, that'll be it for Bailey Lanter in all likelihood on her home pitch. What a career she's had. The 5'7" senior. Lanter out of Paul Lawrence Dunbar in Lexington with over 4,700 minutes played. 55 starts, 73 games. They'll miss her. Tough to replace. Fought through 10 months of injury in 2019. Fought back, got back. "77 minutes played. Liberty 3-0. EKU will drop to 8-6-2. 4-4-2 in ASUN play. Liberty gets a modicum of revenge for that 1-0 upset loss in the ASUN quarters in Nashville last year to EKU. Liberty will improve to 12-3-3, 8-0-2 in the ASUN. On the move, left of the box, Porter across the goal mouth for an EKU goal kick. 40 days, and by the time they go to tournament play, it'll be 46 days when they open the ASUN quarterfinals at home without a loss. An undefeated streak of 10. A 23-3 goal advantage as it stands now against ASUN opponents. Who's going to give them the challenge? Who's going to knock them off? Or will anybody? Or will they dance this fall in the NCAA tournament? Their last year in the ASUN, a brief respite in the ASUN after coming over from the Big South. With a school with 15,000 students on campus and nearly 100,000 when you consider all the online students at the school down in Virginia. Kennesaw State also eventually in 2024 leaving the ASUN. Quick pass through for Kennesaw State, Jacksonville State, and Liberty. Queens, the new addition to this conference. So we near 11 minutes left to play. Liberty with 17 shots. That's right at their season average. Most shots given up by Eastern Kentucky, 22 by Florida Gulf Coast. Leaving the Liberty lineup will be Hansford, the freshman. And here's the throw. Into the box, falling to the feet of Grace Spade, the 3-year starter. Across the goal, headed away, but trouble. Spade trying to get to it. Tussle in the box. Spade sends it wide right for an EKU goal kick. So again, 17 shots, 6 on goal, 3 goals. Eastern Kentucky, 4 shots, 3 this half, and 1 on goal by Gunn early in the second half. If it had found space, it would have tied the match at 1, but it was a tremendous save by Ainsley Leah, who will go top of the table among goalkeepers with her 9th shutout of the year. She was tied for number 1 coming in and 12th in the country. Member of the Midwest United Football Club back when she was in high school, her 20th match. Last year, Randy Palacios was in goal for Liberty when EKU knocked him off late in regular time. Eastern Kentucky looking for a late goal. Sharpless couldn't get it across. Liberty's defense so solid yet again, allowing only 11 goals all year in their 18th game. And 2 of those 11 on penalty kicks. So just 9 in the flow of play. Again, our crew led by Dylan Travis and David Miller, hard at it inside at 6 o'clock as we'll have more ASUN play. Volleyball this time. Bellarmine at Eastern Kentucky. Football tomorrow, 3 o'clock on this campus. North Alabama, the Lions in town for the first ever meeting. A little grab there and then a shove back. Grabbing her around the waist was Sienna Miller, and then an elbow thrown in retaliation by Kyla Porter. But no yellow card coming out against either player. The elbow didn't catch. James for the free kick on the foul. Whistled, rightfully so, on Miller. And taken by James. High floater to the sky. Dean comes way out of the goal mouth. The ball comes out to Lopez, who's come on for EKU. Thelia Lopez. She started 10 games, and she started today. So now Dean, the only player, the goalkeeper, to be on the pitch the entire way. But for Liberty, despite a 3-0 lead, they've kept Herman and Ernst and James on the pitch the entire way along with their goalkeeper. And a free kick to be taken by starter Rachel DeRuby. Had that big defensive play on a sliding tackle on a Colonel counter in the 15th minute. High one floating left of the crossbar and out of play. Or I should say the post. 82 and a half minutes left, or 82 and a half minutes played. Just over 7 left. And now changes made for Liberty. Here is Elise Graff, the freshman from Havre de Grace, Maryland. You know what Havre de Grace means? It's French for Haven of Grace. Lafayette from France visited there back in the Revolutionary War. Said it looked like that coastal town in France before they changed the name to Havre de Grace. It was called Hammerstown, and that is where Elise Graff is from. I always like to give you a little geographical culture, especially when a game is 3-0 and Liberty is just ticks of the clock away from an ASUN regular season title and the number 1 seed in the 8-team tournament in this 14 teams for this year league. They're on to Conference USA. Pack that jet plane. That is a conference that stretches all the way to Texas and New Mexico. Matt Kozanuk won't like the result, but I think he sees a program that is building and building. Here's Burdick with the kick. And their first winning season in 5 years. Going to have to replace those veterans in Allie Kirk and Maddie Limery, who has 7 goals, and Audrey Anderson and Bailey Lanter. But a lot of young players in. You hope to get Day Diego, the ASUN Freshman of the Year, out with a knee injury back. You'll also lose Thelia Lopez, the graduate student from Pittsburgh. Speaking of Pittsburgh, last team to beat Liberty 40 days ago, September 11th, 3-2. Always that old, age-old argument when you've had a season like Liberty has where you have not lost an ASUN game. Do you feel supremely confident going into the tournament, or does the pressure build when you're the 1 seed? You're on your home pitch. You haven't lost a game all year long. Tied 2. Soccer's that finicky game that can reward a team that maybe didn't deserve the result, the win. We'll see. Good luck to both the Flames and the Curdles when they head to the tournament Thursday. Campus sites, 2 campus sites, the 1 and 2 seeds for the first round games. And then the highest seed gets the championship game. Thursday, October 27th, Sunday, October 30th. That would repelled away and booted away from by Allie Kirk. The final will be Friday, November 4th. So seeds 2 through 7, 2v7, 3v6, play at the 2 seed. And the 1 seed hosts their 1-8 game and the 4-5 game. Liberty will end the regular season at 26 points. The fact that the 2 teams a point behind them with games to play, Lipscomb and Florida Gulf Coast, they had 1 tie, 1 loss. The 1 game got them there. Avoiding 0-point games. Big key. Two and a half minutes to play in the regular season. Eastern Kentucky making substitutions here late in the match. They have brought Katie Wall into the game. She wears 2. Dispossessed and running the other way. On a 1-on-3 disadvantage, keeping it going. On the move, Gardner, and stopped. Good defense back by Ransom. Boy, Gardner had a good run, but 3 Curdles back to close the door. Twelve Curdles have come off the bench. Haley Greenwade has come on as well. We told you about Sienna Miller. Carmen Combs has come onto the pitch for her 6th game. Earlier, we told you Caroline McClellan has played. So 23 EKU players in this match today. 20 Liberty players have played. Ball falls to the feet of McClellan. Dispossessed, taken away by Sadie Holland, who has an assist in the 2nd goal of the day. Offsides. Flag up, offsides. On the run was Goodman, who will have the game winner. It came at 29-29 in the first 45. Her 2nd goal of the year, a beautiful corner kick. They gave her assist for Bridie Herman. The ball was punched on a gorgeous, tough-to-handle corner kick by Dean. Hit the crossbar, came down, Goodman put it in. Ahead into the box, unable to get through the traffic is Combs. Under 2 minutes to play. Into the tournament they'll go without a loss in the last 10. When they kick off in their first game, Liberty will not have lost for 46 days. Confidence in what they've done, pressure in what they've done as well. For Eastern Kentucky, can they win their opening round game against an opponent and a site to be determined, like they did last year in upsetting Liberty before losing to the eventual champion Lipscomb? We near a minute to play in Richmond in the regular season finale.
1 minute remaining. 1 minute remaining.
Ball will fall to the feet of Gardner. She'll bring it out to the left channel to starter DeRuby, who had that big defensive play back in the 15th minute that set the defensive tone. Just 3 goals throughout the entire ASUN 10-game schedule for the Flames. Defense for Lan Wiedemeyer's team, tremendous. Half minute to play. Winning season for EKU locked in. Liberty moments away from a championship. Miller tussling there to the corner with DeRuby. It'll be an EKU throw with 10 seconds to go. Liberty knew they needed 3 points to be the champions for sure. Liberty comes to Richmond, gains 3 points, a 3-0 win, and they're the ASUN regular season champions. The Liberty Flames will go to the tournament in 6 days, the #1 seed, and every game they win in the tournament will be on their home field. Your final score is Liberty 3, Eastern Kentucky 0. For Eastern Kentucky, their regular